problem.
We are almost all set.
I'm not buying in that we just use the language other people use, but embedded in that language are concepts. And
Silence. Good morning. I'd like to call the regularly scheduled Manatee County Planning Commission meeting for August 13th to order. If you would, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, we have a skeleton crew this morning, but luckily we do have a quorum, so we'll be able to conduct the business of the board. Mr. Myers, are there any changes to the agenda?
No, Mr. Chair, there are no changes.
Okay, very good. Ms. Shank, anything from the county attorney's office?
No changes, Mr. Chairman.
Very good, very good. Commissioners, do you want to pull anything from the agenda?
Item number one.
The minutes.
It can make for a very brief meeting.
Very good. I would like to make a comment before we go into the next item. We had a information session with the Board of County Commissioners regarding school concurrency. That's available. The meeting was held on the 11th, I believe. Is that correct? So if there's any interest in viewing that, you can go to the meetings on demand and watch that. There was a lot of information, and I think a lot of presumptions and misconceptions could be resolved by reviewing that information. Next item are minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of July 9th, 2015.
Motion by Mr. Rhodes. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Horgan, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Chair votes aye. Carries unanimous. All right. Next up, we have citizen comments. Is there anybody in the public who would like to come and make a statement about anything that is not on the agenda, which could be anything at this point, since we have nothing on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment portion of the meeting. And since we have nothing on the regular,
Mr. Chair, could I take this moment? I'd like to introduce Nicole Knapp.
Absolutely.
She is our new division manager of the Public Hearing Division. And so she will be soon up here replacing me,
Okay.
because I replaced Bob Schmidt some time ago. And just like her to kind of introduce herself, and I'd like her to get to obviously know all of you.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Myers. Ms. Knapp.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name's Nicole Knapp, and I'll give you a little bit of background history on myself. My husband and I, along with our 2 sons, recently moved here from Bolingbrook, Illinois, which is a suburb southwest of Chicago, about 30 miles. While I was in the Chicagoland area, I had gained planning and development experience at both a county level and a municipal level. And over the past 15 years, I've been fortunate enough to work for the Village of Bolingbrook, which is the town we resided in, as their planning and zoning administrator. As I mentioned last week to the Board of County Commissioners, our experience here so far, whether it's been in this building or out in the public, everybody's been very accommodating, very welcoming to the Bradenton area, so we appreciate that. With 2 boys that are 13 and 9, moving 1,200 miles was not necessarily easy at all times. And lastly, I'd like to say I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
If you would, don't let Mr. Myers tell you that this is a typical meeting.
Oh, come on.
Being there are no other items on the agenda, are there any comments from the commissioners before we close the public hearing portion of the meeting?
No, sir.
I'd just like to reiterate that that meeting on Tuesday was really eye-opening, and I wasn't able to be here in person, but I was able to watch the whole thing, and I thought that it was tremendous. It's, I think everyone should watch it.
We're going to try and do more informational type meetings. I've been talking to Public Works about talking about level of service on transportation systems. That term gets thrown around a lot, and I don't think everybody understands what it means, how we use it, how it's computed, and I think that would be good for everybody. I will mention that the presentations that the UF guys have been made are going to be made to the board in a condensed version, so they get to hear this as well, because there's been a lot of interest from the board to also hear about how this planning process works. And so if there's anything that, you know, the members of the Planning Commission want more information on, please speak up, because we understand that, you know, to do your job, you need more information. And if you're not getting it, let us know and we'll provide it to you.
Well, something like that school meeting would be good on roads and transportation, just because it just helps everybody understand
Agreed.
better. And, you know, we aren't sitting here wondering whether we have the ability to do something or not.
We will make that happen.
Perfect, thank you.
Now, Mr. Meyer, for clarification, the presentation will be on roadway transportation concurrency? Is that
If that's
essentially-
what you want, yeah, there's, with transportation, there's so many facets, and, you know, that's really your area of expertise. But concurrency and level of service, I think, because,
Okay.
you know, again, you are constantly being, and the board's bombarded, you know, my road's beyond capacity.
Right.
And, you know, the traffic engineer says, well, no, it's not based on, and so having an understanding of what constitutes different levels of service, how congested that is, and allowing you to understand what it is we're saying and the experts are saying when they say, you know, there is capacity there, or there isn't capacity there. And I think, you know, just kind of an overview of how all of that works would be helpful to everyone.
And I would make the request that in a transportation presentation that we specifically address the issue, how we can provide capacity on a road that is considered failing. I think that needs to be a clarification.
Okay.
That, a lot of people wouldn't, it seems somewhat counterintuitive that if it's broken, that you can still put trips on the road, but it is a possibility. So I think that would be tremendously helpful if people understood how the county process fits within the framework of the state requirements.
Absolutely. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. We can do that.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If there are no other issues, we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing process. We're going to just take a very short 3-minute break and allow the folks to get set up. So Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All,
Second?
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, all right. Public hearing is closed.